Hi guys, welcome back. I wanted to make a video over a set of first set of jack stands that I just got. I did have a set of the Harbor Freight death stands. Actually, I only had two of them that got recalled, and I had a pair of also before the recall. And I took the pair of recalled ones back, and they exchanged them for the replacements. And then it wasn't long after that; it was like maybe a month. And they recalled a bunch of the ones that replaced the ones they had a problem with before. I didn't have those; mine were in the non-recall list. But I just got to looking at some things and reading a bunch of stuff, and I just decided ultimately that they sent out an email. If you have them, any of your Harbor Freight jack stands, even if they aren't underneath the recall, they will give you a refund, cash or store credit recall. It's like more money in store credit than cash, but I think they gave me like $24.99, I think, for a set. But anyway, I was looking at them, and the earlier non-recalled set I had and the replacement set that underneath the recall which was one of the reasons why I ended up replacing it altogether. The RAM, the support piece inside, they didn't interchange. The newer ones were a lot bigger, so much bigger that it wouldn't even fit down in the stand of the older ones. So that kind of made me leery that they felt it necessary to upgrade it that much. The whole problem they had with the original recall is, if you weren't aware, the Chinese ones that they were getting, which they're all pretty much 90% of them, or 99%, are all made in China. But the problem they were having, the company that was making those, the mold had gotten really old. So it wasn't making the teeth inside of here very deep or very pronounced. They were rounded off a lot. And I noticed that before I took my original set back. I compared it to the non-recalled one. It was like night and day on the teeth of them. So they weren't engaging the pawl down in here. There's a little pawl that swings on this arm. And they weren't engaging that, and they were having a problem with it falling. So they came out with those newer ones, and those ended up getting recalled because they had a problem with the engagement tooth down in there, I believe is what it was. So those ended up getting recalled. Now the ones I had, they weren't part of a group of that did, but like I said, they sent that email out that they would replace them all. So I felt it just probably in my best interest to go ahead and replace them. So I began looking into different jack stands, and I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on them, and I saw really the ones that I liked in a price range that I liked were ProLift, and then Torin made a set called Big Red, I believe. And you see those a lot at like your farm supplies. I think Rural King here and up north, they sell them. And then the ProLift ones, I've seen in stores before. I think maybe Home Depot, I think, handles those. And I was just going to go ahead and immediately go out and get the ProLifts, because the thing I liked about the ProLifts is they both have the double lock, okay? Well, the nice thing about the ProLift that the Torin ones did not do is the ProLift, along with these, they have, of course, the lock here, you know, for the finger that engages this, that's shoving down on, so it can't go anywhere. But they also have a pin that slides in, and it engages the tooth, okay? The Torin Big Red ones, they don't engage the tooth on the ram. All they did, the holes moved down this way farther, and if you didn't look at it before you went to get them, you'd never know. You just assumed it engaged the teeth like they do on the ProLifts. But all it did, it goes through, and it made it to where this arm couldn't come up, okay? Like if somebody would have bumped this, which I'm sure would probably work okay. It'd probably be all right. But the thing I didn't like and I wanted to get around was they have that metal tooth in here, and I was looking at the ones on my Harbor Freight, and they were pretty thin at the tip, and it doesn't really engage, depending on the stand, a lot of that tooth. So I was always kind of afraid if it cocked or something happened to it sheared the tip of that tooth, that it could still fall. So I wanted to go with one that more engaged the teeth on the ram. So the paw engages the teeth on the ram, and the pin engages the teeth on the ram. Like I said, the big red Torins, they didn't do that. Then I came across these, which are also made by Torin, but it's actually called TCE, which is, I believe, a division of Torin. You won't find it. I couldn't find it on their website, was what was kind of weird. And it seemed like it was more of like a garage, like industrial gear division of Torin. I think this might be like their higher end ones. So I found them on Amazon, and I was looking at pictures and stuff, and I couldn't really tell, like I couldn't find any reviews on the stand to where somebody would show if in fact it actually did engage the teeth. So I thought that would be, you know, a pretty good reason to make a video. If somebody's looking at these, yes, it does in fact engage that, and they're a pretty nice stand. The thing I like about them too is, like the Harbor Freights and a lot of the other ones, they welded them and then they covered the welds with stickers. These ones they weld on the inside so you can see the welds. And I looked at all four of the ones I got. I bought 2 sets, and the welds are actually pretty decent. I was, you know, they're not great, like awesome, unbelievable welds, but they're pretty decent. They did a good job. So I would definitely buy them again, especially for the money. I think I gave $35 or $36 a set, or for a pair of these. And one of the big reasons I went with these ones too over the Pro lifts, which at my Home Depot, they've been sold out of the Pro lifts. They haven't even had them for, it's been over a month. You can get them on Amazon, but one of the things, 2 things I liked a lot about these over the Pro lifts is these ones are actually rated for 3 tons a stand. The Pro lifts are rated for 3 tons a set, so each stand is only rated for 1.5 ton. These ones, they actually specifically show it in the advertisement that they're 3 tons per stand. Now, I'm sure that, you know, it kind of blew me away that could be, because they look so much similar. I just don't know how this stand should be rated at twice the capacity of the Pro lift. But either way, you know, they're by their specs, that's what they're rated at. But the other thing I really liked is these ones actually go taller. I believe, yeah, it's 16 3/4 inches. I think these ones will actually have another 1/4 inch over top of the Pro lift. I think the Pro lift's only rated at 16.5, which, you know, it's really close. Probably not going to matter a lot, but I would never use them at fully extended, but I just I like that they just seem like you're getting a little more stand, and they're within $1 of each other. But the only thing that I could be critical about these jack stands about, and if you use very many of them, like every set that I've ever had, they had that little bit of a rock, and it's probably not going to matter. You know, every time I've ever put weight on them, they've stabilized out. You can't move it. You know, you just just like any time, you got to watch as you're lowering the car on the jack stand and make sure it doesn't try to kick. But once they're down on there, it doesn't have any. And the funny thing is this one, it's like barely got any rock. I wish I could have got 4 like that. I've never had a jack stand where it hardly had no rock to it. So that was kind of unbelievable. When I saw that, I just assumed they were all going to have it. But yeah, so I just wanted to show that. I bought a new jack also. I have a 1.5 ton aluminum racing jack that I bought from Harbor Freight like 4 or 5 years ago. And it's been a really good jack, but it just doesn't have as much height. So I bought one of the new Daytona low profile extended reach jacks, and man, it's an awesome jack. I think I got it on sale for like 160 bucks when they were running their sale a few weeks ago. It's got the rapid pump and stuff. I'll probably end up doing a comparison video on that just to show you the difference in size and stuff. It's a tank. That jack has to go close to 200 pounds, I'll bet. I mean, it's heavy. So, but I just wanted a really good set of jack stands that I didn't have to worry about. And I'm going to end up making a set of wooden cribs that go underneath the tires. But yeah, so I needed a jack that went higher for that. But yeah, I hope if you're looking for a set of jack stands, I'll put the link down in the description. They still had stock of them, so I know a lot of the ones with double locks that are nicer, they're kind of getting hard to get. I think it's just like a rush on people because Harbor Freight isn't even selling other jack stands if you'd even want to try them. And a lot of the other ones, like I said earlier, the Home Depot, they've been sold out of the Pro List for a while where I live. So you can get them on Amazon though if you want to look at them. You just prefer the Pro Lift for whatever reason. But these are the TCE Torin, and pretty nice piece. I'd recommend it. So if you're looking for a set and you were thinking of these, but just wondered if, like I said, if the lock would engage the ram on them, or the actual stand, the lock actually engages the teeth. So it's, I think it says in their ad, it's like 200 times safer than a regular jack stand, which, you know, how they figure that out. But thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed yet, I appreciate you subscribing. Give me a like if you would, and comment. I try to answer them all. And we'll see you next time.